Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to another video. Today we are going to discuss mini sessions. There are all kinds of different mini sessions, but today specifically we are going to discuss the holiday variety of mini sessions, the ones that everybody is talking about doing now for fall and then into Christmas. Okay, so the biggest question that I'm sure you're here for is, should you or shouldn't you do mini sessions for the holidays? There are a few different answers to this. The first thing I would like to clarify is I do not offer any sort of holiday mini sessions. Now you're thinking, why are we listening to this video? Why are we taking advice from somebody who doesn't even do mini sessions? Well, the thing is, I have done mini sessions in the past, and a lot of what I'm going to talk about here is going to be because I have done them in the past and I no longer do them. So I feel like I've learned a lot and I can give you both perspectives of doing mini sessions versus not doing mini sessions. So the first thing that first motivation that I think people have for doing mini sessions would be the money. And it definitely seems enticing. Let's say $100 a pop. If I do 10 of them, that's $1,000 in an evening. But you have to think about it this way. How are you going to fit 10 sessions into an evening? I know that you can't just shoot kind of like, especially if you're shooting outside. So if you're shooting in studio, that's probably not an issue for you and you should probably skip over this. But if you're shooting outside, we all know that maybe that hour before sunset is going to be your best option for good quality photos. So how are you going to fit 10 into an evening? You're going to have to push it out farther. You cannot have sessions back to back. You got to give yourself a break in between. It's just not really doable. The photos that you start taking at the beginning of the evening and the photos that you take at the end of the evening are not going to look the same, and that kind of sucks. So sure, you can say that these are the prime spots over here, but then the people left over here, Susie's over here and her friend is over here, and her photos don't look the same, and that's it's not really a good look to not give everybody the same quality of photo because your lighting is weird. So I think that's a key. So then, all right, cool, you're not going to do 10, you're maybe going to do 4. We'll do 4 in the hour before sunset. That's 15 minutes. That's kids running away. It's very chaotic. So money sounds great to pack money into this small amount of time, but it's not as easy as you think it is. It's really not. There's more to think about. There's props to buy. So then you're already $100 a pop. You do 4 of them, $400, awesome. But then you rented this truck. You had to buy these pillows for whatever, or these blankets, or these pumpkins, or whatever you had to buy. In the end, wouldn't it have been easier just to do like one full price session that evening instead of trying to fill it with a million because you thought maybe it would make a little more money? Something to think about. That's one of the reasons why I no longer do it. I no longer offer mini sessions because I like having more time with my clients. I know for a fact that charging my session fee for one family in an evening will make me more for the amount of time that I spend on it than breaking it down and doing a whole bunch of small, short little ones. And again, I think that I like spending more time with people than 15 minutes. I've been doing this for a long time, and I don't think that I can get the quality that I want to get into those photos in a very short amount of time. With that being said, the next thing that I want to talk about is your aesthetic. And that's something also to think about when you think about maybe if you want to offer mini sessions. Another reason why I don't do it is because of aesthetic. So my photography aesthetic and what I represent with my business is very kind of free-flowing, laughing, having a good time, don't look at the camera, love on each other. That's my aesthetic. I don't do a whole lot of smile and look at the camera. Sure, everybody gets their Christmas card photo when I do their sessions, and we do it right at first before all the kids get crazy. But if I was to do the traditional mini session setup for example, a pickup truck with Christmas trees and pillows and cozy family posing and looking at me for 15 minutes. That does not match my aesthetic. That's not what I shoot on a regular basis, and that's not the kind of stuff that I want to represent my business. If that's the kind of stuff that represents your business, absolutely. If you run a studio and you want to offer that kind of portraiture, that's absolutely your choice, and there's nothing wrong with that. That's just not how I run my business. So if that's also how you are, if you are very kind of like chill and relaxed and everything is very like lifestyle looking, then maybe sitting people on a hay bale to smile and say cheese at you for 10 minutes is not the best choice for your business. People will get a little confused. I know building a business in photography is all about your ideal client. If your ideal clients are walking through a field in flowy gowns and singing and dancing and just having a grand old time with each other, then you probably don't want to offer something that you're sitting and staring and looking at the camera as an option, because that's not going to attract your ideal clients. The person that sees that probably wants that and not the other business. So don't mess up the aesthetic of your business because for like November and December you want to offer this other kind of aesthetic that's not you. So something to think about. Again, I'm sure people are successful with it, but that's another reason why I don't offer mini sessions. Okay, so the last one that I want to talk about, a reason why people do mini sessions is to build their clientele. And this kind of goes along with aesthetic, but a lot of people decide that they are going to offer these mini sessions because they're going to get people in the door that maybe normally wouldn't book them. Maybe can't afford their normal prices or hadn't really thought of them as a photographer before. Now they're like, hey, these are only like $100, let's give them a shot. So they come into it thinking $100, and then you're hoping that later when they need something else, they come back to you. So you're introducing yourself to them, you're giving them a great time while they're hanging out with you, they're comfortable with you, and you think that that might help you with getting them back in the door later, even if it's not till next year with the mini session. And this is actually a really great tactic unless it isn't your aesthetic. It's not always going to get somebody back in the door, especially if it doesn't match your aesthetic. Building a clientele and let's say getting 10 families in the door over a weekend is going to be probably 8 more than you could get in with regular sessions, but that doesn't necessarily mean that they are going to book you again. I think the best thing that you would get out of it was to maybe have the same mini session clients every year, but these short, tiny little sessions, unless they meet your aesthetic, are not going to book you normally, if that makes sense. It's kind of hard to explain, but so let's say in an example that this would work is if you have a studio or you do like posed prop kind of stuff, and that's the type of photography. These people will come to you because it's maybe a cheaper session, and then they like you, and then they come back to you for cake smashes, and they come back to you for birthday sessions, and they come back to you for their family photos because they want more of like the pose standing there. So yes, absolutely. But if these do not, I feel like I went back hard into the aesthetic, but if these do not match your aesthetic, your people coming back to you to be permanent clients is probably not likely. Okay, so this video that was supposed to be a 2-minute Tuesday video to just answer some questions about mini sessions has probably gone all over the place, and I'm sorry for that. I hope that I answered questions that you have. I know I've been kind of in and out of a lot of Facebook groups lately, and even on Reddit people were asking questions about mini sessions. Is it worth it? Who does them? Whatever. So a bonus tip, if you sat through all that, if you made it through my rambling and you still have decided that mini sessions are definitely for you, the tip that I would like to give to you is to try to stand out from the crowd. You will be much more successful in booking mini sessions if you're doing something that other people are not doing, especially if you are newer and if maybe this is your first year doing mini sessions. If you line up and do the same thing everybody else is doing, these people over here that have maybe established businesses are going to get the clients first, unfortunately, because again, people get comfortable with you and they want to go back. So stand out from the crowd. If there's 3 people in your area doing a red couch in the middle of the forest with pillows, probably don't do that. If there's people doing red truck sessions with pillows in the back and family climbs in, don't do them. If people are doing hot cocoa sessions, don't do them. Find something else. Use your brain, be creative, and come up with something else. And that's going to help you book your mini sessions. You being new and nobody knowing you is not going to book you mini sessions if you are doing the same thing as everyone else. Okay, I'm done rambling. If you have any further questions, just leave them in the comments, and I would always appreciate a thumbs up on this video, and don't forget to subscribe and hit the little bell so you can get notified when I post new videos. I will see you next time. Bye.